Welcome to 40 TV, stay entertained. Good morning. Nchenu semiriru muno uwirwa ahiro kunufuka kurungi utekaine. Kandi ngoza kusimha uko chalinete ha 40 TV nambe tekati semirire. Ntwaza binte bikombeka obomezi buona kokuli. Life in entirety. Kana nchenu Friday kirokino yurekwezi 2016 kweza kwa kabiri omwaka 2024 hano mu Uganda. Kiro kikuru mu mulingo gwacu kisa public holiday abukuba ihanga nirijuka okwitwa kuba muhabembeza abakuru abedini Anglican Church of Uganda ati Bishop Jana Luum cyari kironka kino kindu gambe bire kwezi byali 16 kwezi kwa kabiri way back in 1977 obu omulemi wakabaro mu Uganda kasumyako Eida Mindada yakozere ntekanizazi abantu nkabo abashemera gendemaye yageraga nkoku yabarabyayo embaza yakasumukana ekyo kusalirwa omwembezi w'edini ogu na wakaitwa mulingo gutakwetagezwa kurungi hati cyagenda mbyafayo byo kujukwaga bokuba akafera mulaini omulimo gwe kaba nashemere bukorwa byo bangambanyenka byo bwisi byo kuza abantu byo twaza kubya abantu hati omulemi oliti yakigonza yakontekanisa nabwe kitisa public holiday wali omuka wali mukikalo kyona olineita 40 TV ntukusima aukana tugonza nkuramukize nkutangire mutekaniza my planet with the super host Hamilton kandi kamaze nkuyakagambo kamu habukuba obukwana hure gambo my planet nkokunagambire nticyatandike ntekaniza en mwaka guhire nkaba nikoleka ngu haro planets nyingi nizensi zitazimu hati nisangwa mkikale kimwe kirkweta universe mkikale echo harmwensi nyingi kamunana ningirati soko zikene 10 malizo ni yen earth planet earth hati ejo tukitwara nke kikuru muno ni yomba zaho to represent the other planets in the universe but earth is the basic planet that we all need in life globally or universally. So ebinyakuba mbiona nisemera kuba ebyo bikugirinda erinungi netereza kandi nete tujagondezamu kokungambira kutosa nature ebyo bhangu tengulirize ebyo tugonza muno ngutubeho nububyomere ngo turabataro nibifanangwa nibisobora komera tutaro because we are a small component in as far as consumption resources for nature is concerned but ito tujetaga muno nature akwa niye tukora buri kintu niye tuhamaizi niye turuwe niye itaka niye tebyokulye niye tuha buri kintu so buri kasumi kona tugire bwambe twagamba habukuba ogu ngo mutima gwa show in my planet. So for that reason every morning I come here I say something in relation to that tugenda tubaza binte bindi beitu tubaturengire foundation kumanya ngo nature is the basis of our life, basis of our discussion, basis of our survival. So the quote for this morning goes like, nature is a lifeline for humanity. Preserve nature, conserve your life. Njenchenu semerirwe nyine omugenyi ogu arugire mkitongole nikieto Reproductive Health Uganda RHU tugira abagenyi bengi abarwayo ku bitatu no mugenyi wambaganiza this time round nyonkera kumenta Duncan keri muhama barage beitu njya kumumugisa maisaho alibaze kurungi to introduce himself naita kutugambira mu RHU ni Reproductive Health Uganda project yakwebembera kandi ebintu byaye yerukora nebigenderwa byayo mu kicheka ke cyagwizo hano na mbere project yegerutebwa mukora rundi kukolerwa hati ebyo byono turabatulintu bibaza habokuba nkimanyire project ye yine obuzale rundi mtemagwayo mukuru ebyo buhangu tohingulirize environment kandi kitongole nicyo Reproductive Health Uganda kwata umuntu ebintu by'obumezi by'uruzaro n'ebintu bindi aita kutugambira tekisani project ye yakore environment yine buzaleki nenywanita na Reproductive Health Uganda so that we can be able to know that akuwa omuntu obuntekereza ngo Reproductive Health Uganda kokweli health based so idim byamarwaro mbyo bujanja binaki hati Duncan naija kutoleka how environment is coming in to be part and parcel of that. Duncan, you are very welcome to 40 TV. Here we keep entertained, we keep happy, enjoying the show. The show is called My Planet. I'm Superhost Hamilton, and this is a lovely place. We entertain our guests. So kindly introduce yourself. And our show is bilingual, so kwa Zongereza, tutabura mno nyoro toro ni nyakitara, nkeita kwa kutuli banyakole bakiga banyoro batoro. So echo limi echo kitakubera kizibu, mundi mibirezo ntukoramu, tukakikiranizaho. Habukuwa haro abantu batakumanyoro nyakitara, and once in a while ukutamu wakangereza, they come on board, sigeri ni bahondera mpora. So I invite you to fully introduce yourself, and then I shall give you a few questions to respond to.
Okay, thank you. Mwebale kunchaza ahali Fort TV. Amabara ni Duncan Muhereza, ningorani chitongole cha Reproductive Health Uganda. The best ahali Fort Portal branch. Kandi nkoku umutebekanisa program ya Gamba. Ni nkora na projects eziri kwata habyobo mezi nebya environment ninga ebyimpindeneka obwire ekyo tukweta climate change. So ntujja kuba ntubuganiraho ntubazaho abahurikiza bitu, and those people who are watching us, you'll be able to understand how they are connected.
Thank you so much, Duncan. You are very welcome. We welcome straight away. Project yawe ibara lyayo yonyene lyolia kandi ebigendera byayo bikuru ni bebe n'emirimo yayo. So I'm talking about the title of your project, the main objectives and its major activities.
So projects as the projects that we are working on that are connecting climate change and the sexual reproductive health, there are two. One is the green jobs, and that project looks at integrating green initiatives with the sexual reproductive health. It is implemented in the Kabarole and Bunyangabo districts. Then we have another project that we shorten as the Promise 2, but in detail is the project to improve sexual reproductive health, environment, and policy in Uganda. That one is implemented in Kasese, Rubirizi, and Kagadi. So the two projects are related, and their main objectives is to enhance the communities in terms of their resilience to climate change through improving their sexual reproductive health and rights.
Okay, wabali muno Duncan abwekisane kwatuha, and project ezo ensinganto nzijamzita abukuba ukira muno nyenkyenu mengoza discussion yetu amane tugatekea project ya kabiri ya Promise ejo kandi well na green jobs of course betu. I want us to pull out the idea how environment and climate change are relating to the mainstream RHU objectives and activities, marrying both under that.
Okay, so project ejo nkoku omutebekanisa program yatukambera nizi targetinga abantu abali ku rugo mu myanya etuli kweta marginalized communities. Aba n'abantu abali kuba bineho okutarabanizibwa okuli kusinga ha abandi ebizibu by'empindaniko y'obwire byatahamu. So nitukwatagana n'ensinganto n'abakyala. So nibijamu ahabwo kuba nibo bantu abali kusingayo okutarabanizibwa ebizibu bya climate change. Ko kuleba nk'abakyala nibo bakusingayo okukola emirimo yitu ey'omuka. Kandi ko kuleba abaana nabo nibo bakusingayo okukola emirimo kandi niba batine sente tibine bintu ebiri kubasa kubayambaho kubaho nk'ensinganto niba batine itaka. So hati habwo kumbereze ziba kabalimu nikiba nkimanyisa ngu ekizibu kukikubaho ky'empindaniko y'obwire nibo bakusingayo kufuna obuzibu ninga baba bakusingayo kuba affected. So mu project ejo nitukora na groups z'ensinganto. Ensinganto nizekora mu groups so ezo groups tuije tuzi onboarding hari project ezindi groups nzazimu abakyala nango zimwe nizazi mixingire muzine muna n'abashiji konka kukira munonga ensinganto na n'abakyala nibekoramu groups ezo groups tuzi onboarding project then tuba supporting ntubashomesa ahali sexual reproductive health and rights hamwe na climate change nokubyina obuzale ninga how they are interlinked. Then tubatwalira outreaches ezi nezo kugira ngu baiza kushomesebwa bakamanya ngu nibetaga oku improving sexual reproductive health zabo tubase no kubayisa obuhereza hii kandi ekinde chenjawulo ekituru kukora no kugira ngu and facilitating ekitukweta outreaches dialogues. So ezi community dialogues ezi groups nibija basitama hamwe na community members babo ninga abantu abakutura mu byaro byabo babaza aha bintu ebiri kubatarabanaza ebiri kwata hali sexual reproductive health na climate change. So babaganaho buri omwagamba experiences zeye no kwali kutarabanizibwa nko omuntu kandi nakora hoki okuleba ngu yarabo mu bizibe bi. So ezo community dialogues RHU nezi supportinga kandi groups bazekolera na community members babo.
Ocho muno Duncan habo kutusobora ensonga ejo hati ningira abantu bengi tatandika gena ntunga kisani obuzalo nyakuroho hagati ya reproductive health na project ezibiri nkoku Duncan yazitugambira. Katugaruke kake Duncan haya green jobs. Green jobs torobezemu haliyo emirime mukutaho kagiroro kasanga nezokere green. What is it exactly? Haro emirime yakazokere yensinga tokale no were very green, of course not red. Yes, to have a little bit big idea.
So green jobs nemirimu y'abantu bakwasa kukora konka etakabasa kushisha byobuhangwa ahobwe omundijo njeri nabasa kugireba nk'emirimo y'abantu bali kukora eri kweyongeraho kuyamba aha byobuhangwa. So ekyo kureberaho ninko kutunga enjoki ekitukweta apiary. So omuntu kwakuba tungira enjoki tokuzifuhirira tokwetaga kutema miti. Actually kokuba otungire na enjoki oyitaga kudyala emiti habokuba enjoki kubwoki nizetaga kubwihaha bimuli by'emiti. So abantu abakutunga enjoki nibeshanga kandi ngubine kushanga ebibira byabaho abamwe badyala emiti kandi abandi bakuma ebibira ebikabiriho. Ekindi kinde kitukwasa kureba omu green jobs ninko kuhinga emboga ezitukweta vegetable gardens ezo kubasa kuhingana n'omuka otetagire omwanya muhango okazihinga omugereri sustainable n'enjero eri kuba nokoramo ekintu kugira ngu na nyensya kibe kiriho nko kuwakikwatera izoba. So ejo ni emirimo eituri kweta green jobs emirimo etakushisha byobuhangwa emirimo eri green ninga eyine obuzale burungi na ebyobuhangwa. So niyejo emirimo tukubasa kugambaho kandi ninga ikindi kintu tukubasa kongeraho fish farming okutunga ebyenyanja. Ako kuba notunga ebyenyanja abamwe no basa kubitungira no mu nyanja gabigweriho abandi ni balime kidibo otungira mko kuba onokora omulimo nkogwe tigukushisha byobuhangwa tokabasa kugwinganisa n'emirimo nko kutema emiti kwosya amakara okuhinge omunsaru. So ejo niyo mirimo tukweta green.
Ote muno Duncan awekisandike hakuba ati it's really very clear now hakuba nikyoleka ngo hari emirimo ekusobora kutebwaho ekakorwa etahahaize nokutalwaniza ebyo buhangu tengulirize. And therefore obukura nibara green jobs niko amani kuongera kurora ngo green environment is very important. Ebyo buhangu tengulirize ebyo kira muno ebisake ebyo ebibira emiti ebinyansi bikuru muno habomezi baitu habwa orwezo mwitaka habo kulinda amatungo gaitu habo kuba mukimanye ente nembuzi ziri obunyansi nebinte bindi nkebi. So haroho ensinganta bamakatendekere nka group 2-3 mukorora batandikira kukora emirimo nkege katugambe nko kukora ebidipa by'enyanja rundi kuzingika enjoki and other activities related under your activity the green jobs.
Yes, twine groups omu sub county ya Kichwamba, mu sub county ya Karangura hano muri Kabarole. Ezi twashomise habya sexual reproductive health na climate change ninge mpinda nikabwire kandi projects ezi zoni ibiri Green Jobs na Promise nitukora n'ekitongole kibara kweta WWF Uganda. Ekiri kuba kine abitukweta implementing partners babo ninga abali kubayambaho okukora okuteka project omu nkora. So bo nibijana na trainings eziri kwata hali conservation ninga okulinda ebyobuhangwa. So omubuzaro bwe ningo mukukwatanisa nimwe tuli kwijira Reproductive Health Uganda tukashomesa abantu abo ahabya sexual reproductive health kandi bagenzi bitu aba WWF bakija no kushomesebwa okuli omu conservation. So nechamazima groups tuzishomise nka group ya Karangura yeminyeto ekashomesebwa omuli apia learning okutunga enjoki. In group members baliko muri 30 buli omwe aine ekihumi ninga beehive aine equipment zo kumuyambaho okuhakura enjoki bine bucket nebindi ebyome biri kuyambaho ku processinga obwoki bwabo kandi nitubayambaho no kuburondera katale. Then ekindi groups nkeze z'abakyala abakyala tukabashomesa okuba kubasa kukombeka water harvesting tanks. Tank eziri kubayambaho okukwata mizi enjura ke kubegwire babasa kutunga mizi so omushana kugukutahamu bakozesa mizi agadi omu tanka. So abakyala nibazeyombekera bekora muka group bagenda nibombekera mugenzi omwahandijo kandi nibabasa no kugenda bombekere omuntu ondijo mu community abaye akasente benka business.
Wete muno Duncan habukutekesa nekyo Duncan na ebembera project ezibiri Green Jobs na Promise 2 bithansi obwembezi bwa Reproductive Health Uganda. So ngonza kusima Reproductive Health Uganda okutekahoga emirimo erukonyera ensinganto kandi n'abakazi banyaneyite bagenzi baitu banyaneyite okira muno aba kutalibanizibwa ati okusikira mu project Duncan ko kwakutugambira mpinda induka yobwire nesana yesu ko kweri ko kurgana nesiskaro bwe kubaho group ibiri ezo ndizikira kutalibanizibwa hako ne bakora emirimo nyingi ne bakusenyenku bakuleta amaizi bakora ebyokulima nebinte bindi. So kwatekereza kikuru muno. I want to appreciate RHU kandi partnership eginungi muno ebitongole bakorana nabyo. So ningoza kwesomgisa guno okuraliza kwirahi na RHU koku nagambira the other time wakabaro wakataro ati nagambira Reproductive Health Uganda kitongole ekukujwa kukira abantu nokufahamu nobomezi bwabo kandi cyo bwa member no sokutunga membership. You also get into that family of Reproductive Health Uganda and especially the young people ensinganto kitongole kinkibagonza muno hata nohura na projects za Duncan yarukubazao the major segment ensinganto hakuba antumanya ensinganto zomango niko tugamba toro kuno. So nakugondeza buli muntu no bwara buli mukuru no bwara buli ensinganto moja mwisiki msaija mkazi please join the membership na RHU. The membership rundi genda yo obabungire obakaguze binge bikira hali bine bitukubaza kwani tubazo wira taito. Office zabo nisangwa Boma opposite na Toro Club zigamerine na hotel genkote kweta Fort Motel Boma hii amuruga wa Fort Portal hanu Fort Portal City. The clinic is open hali youth corner youth center kind of ensinganto besorozo ko kwa olinsinganto moja ni mwisiki nogonza kuterana na bagenzi ba mu mulingo gw'okwega kwangana amagezi kwangana ibitekerezo kusemererwa kuzana mu buzano. The home is RHU. Now we don't miss out on that opportunity. Tutakageze kumraho Duncan, what other comment would you like to make? Tujagenda tumulio kataito tujagaruka baitu in relation to your projects. Maybe kaguze kin projects zenu they are running concurrently. Zisogeze hobwireki the lifespan. Akasumi akawasiteka munkorati.
Project emwe ya Green Jobs tujimaliriza go mwaka nza kuba tujihendera kandi project ndije ya Promise 2 tukine emyaka ndije ebiri kongo of course nituba ntukwatagana n'abagenzi bitu abakututekamu sente ninga bakutusupportinga kugira ngu n'obuzokuba ahwire babase kutongezayo obundi bwire ninga babase kutongera sente tugumizemu nitusavinga abantu bitu.
Yes. Otyo muno Duncan, tutagenze kumuraho kamazi ngaruka rubajo rundi iwe anyakulinate Fort TV kutabarucha abegi abo mwako guhira bamazire senior ya kana Uganda Certificate of Education UCE birengeso katuruka kandi kiro cyejo birangirirwe minister kwa twabe nyegesa nemzano Dr. Janet Kataha Museveni amasomero mengi gakoze kurungi kano wetu kunu toro na bwizoba yona amasomero gakoze kurungi no haraba harumu gaps nkenke hano na hali. Congratulations to those students, those learners. Tincha candidates, of course, mkamu candidates mchako mgena kule birengeso 30 mulibegi hauko mgena 55 mwebale muno kora kurungi abazaire mwebale muno kusagika abana abo kusagika abegi abo abegesa na bakuru amasomero mwebale muno mulimo mulungi kumakozire communities na mbere abegi bano barkurugira abarkuzaru abarkwikara abarkuraba na abataye tetekereza mu nakichoke kote kumukora hakuhana kuterera abana baitu ndabegi baitu kana government of course kutaho infrastructure amasomero nibyetage bindi hate murugenda musini 5 ningoza kubagoleza okusoma muteri umutima kukiraho haukonto betaga muna kusomya kanyencha ninywe nukuja kwatira ihangalin. Congratulations. Ningoza kuteri banda nokusima abo hati abali mu senior 4 abarukuja gukora hampere mu mwaka guno mutwali chokorora kirunge cyabagenzi banya bakoze kunge barabamu mutandike kwecumitiriza gamba omuntu nosorota kuraba kurungi senior kana kukora kurunge birengeso katali kubikwata mu muto konka programming betu amagezi kukwijama amagezi kwizira amagezi okasoma no byetegereza hato kufika birengeso katandika kugarukamu ebintu katumuri katayito tugaruki habo kwa hano tugoza kumuraho umuntu anyoka glass kotiza tunge amabeho, and that's what makes it staying at a time katugaruki.
Fort TV, stay entertained. Fort TV, stay entertained.
Mwebale yo mkumuraho okukutarahire kandi okurungi muno Oko nogoza kutunga fresh air no kumura no kusemera tukwetaga okumura kurehira muno kuba. We've got to come back and continue the discussion. Ningonza kutangira no kusima kuba olineitwe Fort TV. With the super host Hamilton, the show is My Planet. So tonight, or rather this morning, we are focusing on the relationship between reproductive health and environment and nature, or we can move along, and now we are going to focus on climate change in relation to reproductive health. Tuwetaka genzire kumuraho bere mazire kutabarucha haba mazire seneyakana makuguhiri no kubasima kwa kurunge birengeso nebirgirem kana okuteri banja barukwa bali museneyakana mwaka guno baitu hatireka nsime aba kabarole NGO CBO's Association Kancha ijo berege no mukoro murungi Azimut Hotel mu Northern Division. I think that's Northern Division Karambi. Babeni batendeka ba community mobilizers nibeeta ba community mentors and conveners. Mtekanize kwetwa SIN. It has got to do with the human rights and democracy. Kanchan Kabalan Joseph Association is a non-government organization. So a network actually graduating into a regional network to be called Toronet. Ngoza ED Edward na project officer Peter na assistant project officer Sylvia kubasima kutekaniza mkoro murungi na training enungi aba member aba satana mkaga genda kora mulimo murungi to mobilize the population, the community, especially now ukuyongera kumanya obujunanzi bwabo no kwechumitiriza habinte bisobola kuleta enkurakurana no kubakurungi no mezo burungi mbyaro byabo no kumanya muno emirimo n'emigaso yabebembeza abantu kukomwaga kwebembera abantu. Now that we are focusing on 2026 elections in the country, the kind of leadership that we put in place matters a great deal for the development of the communities. Katuan hile nenyo the conveners and the community mobilizers kukora omulimo murungi mu community zanyu. You build your legacy of being pro-community mukole mirimo yokutwara community omaiso. Weekend kuja tuja kutunga abagenyi hano mu Fort TV nibeja kwa nibabazaho tuli mukasumi ako kutwara mu maiso amaizi nebyo buhango toyingulirize kandi ministry yebya amaizi nebyo buhango toyinguliriza mu Uganda buli mwaka bagira activity ya wiki yona okukora emirimo nyingi rukwata kutwara mu maiso to promote water and environment kandi mukoro yihanga lyona baitu neto mu region nano bugwezoba tuli mutekaniza zamani okurato zigana maiso. So next week hano mu my Plannet ntija kutunga mgenyo ndi babiri baje batwalize ntekaniza kukuze they are in high gear. Early March ningire even na February netaka hoire activities mu public nzija kutandika kutahamu betate bachali preparatory planning nuko batukiye bintebe katugaruke ha discussion yetubereho hano with Duncan from RHU. Duncan Tarora, you are also focusing on climate change. Mpinda induka yensi mpinda induka yowire kuleterezibwa yensi kutuma no kusisikara mlingo kutalugumu global warming and so on. Kandi oli best under RHU and productive health. Deka tuongere kunywanisa climate change yenu na mikore ya RHU na aboja na bisikunda baseja na bakazi. How do the two rhyme nibigenda hamu bita? You know how to explain it best. Yes.
So currently globally we are having a challenge of climate change. There has been an increase in temperatures for the last centuries, and this has put a threat, of course, on human life, but also on the environment. So Reproductive Health Uganda is also concerned, like any other entity, and that's how we are coming up with these initiatives to tackle climate change through sexual reproductive health and rights. So how are these things connected? So climate change causes what we call the climate disasters, and sometimes they are called extreme weather events. So some of these weather events include floods, include drought, include sea level rise. However much we may not have it here in Fort Portal, but in other places of the world it happens. But for the case of Fort Portal, nkitu hano nitubasa gamba hali floods, increase in temperatures, change in seasons, where we are expecting rains and we are not seeing them, where we are expecting a dry season and it is taking longer. So those are some of the challenges that climate change has caused. And this has an impact or a challenge on health including sexual reproductive health. For example, I can now break it down and give simpler examples. For example, if there is a flood, people are cut off from accessing health facilities. People are cut off from accessing medical supplies and medical records. So this frustrates the sexual reproductive health and rights of the people, of the communities. Kwakubaho floods, abantu batakubasa kuza omarwaliro, kintu kimanyisa ngu omukyala omukazi waba nayenda kutunga family planning method tiyagitungira omubwire, so kyamanyisa nabasa kutunga unwanted pregnancy ninga afune enda eyokubera takutunga. Habo kugira ngu yalemesebwa kugira taine ka transport, konka habo kugira ngu habaho embeera eyobwire eyamulemesa kuhika omu irwariro. Then ekindi hati kutukuza nkahansi nganto nitumangu omu communities zitu abazire bitu nibasinga kuya kasente omu kuhinga. Uganda is an agrarian community and many of our parents get money out of farming, and if anything affects farming, it means it also affects you too, a young person, because the money that supports you is coming from that venture, that farming business. So if your father does not have money to send you to school, nkoku omutebekanisa program yaya congratulating njire abana bamaze UCE, so the next step aho mwana ali kuza kutora naza kubasa kuza yabo kugira ngo omuzire yabasa kumufunira school fees. So kandi omuzire karabe yana expecting akuyaka sente mu mwani in coffee or in tea, and then it is affected by a climate disaster like a drought. It means you do not have school fees to take you to where you plan to go. Then now what happens if you stay at home? Abana babishi kuba kusugara omuka batagire ishomero niho bali kuba vulnerable ninga kuza aha riski yo kubataasa bakiri bato, yo kufuna za HIV, bafuna ababiha n'obusente, bakashanga bayeshanga bayine kuza kupakasa kuza omu myanya endijo kuza kuyiya kasente. So ejo mbeera yona netarabaniza ensinganto kumukuba mutine esente zo kubabezaho muka oshanga mwaza ha risk yo kutandika kukora ebitayikire ebiri kubasa kubisa mu bugwire. Kandi ndi kuhendera nitubasa also kuleba aha service delivery in terms of government programs. Nituma yangu government nayo ne supporting communities zazo ninga health facilities zazo through medical supplies kuruga obumwe Kampala abo kuba national medical stores Telford Port eri Kampala. So hati kuba kubandi ba delivering supplies ezi nabo bakafuna okutarabanizibwa mihando omwe because of climate disasters. Nikibanchi manyisa ngu medical supplies tizaze kutuhika kunuya omu communities zitu kandi kiraze kurugamu niwe kuzahirwariro okashanga wao wazayo kuzara okashanga ngu omushaho nobuyo kubiraliho kugira ngo akuyambe konke byokozesa tibiriho. So kubikwa bitaliho niho twafuna ebizibu bya maternal complications, okazara omwana kafero munda ninga kazagwa atahikire ninga. So ebizibe byona nibyo niho turi kurebera climate change eri kutarabaniza sexual reproductive health kandi nka reproductive health Uganda tukimukiramu kugira ngo tulete interventions ezo kuyambaho. Kandi omutebekanisa program n'ekinacho leka nchongereho science ninga research eshanjire ngu omukazi kakuba inenda akamara nka weeks nkibiri ayi mbwenu embera zobwire ninga temperatures zeyonjiremo by 2 degrees akamara weeks ibiri ali exposed embera eri kuosyesyo adya hali risk ya 6% jonda kurugamu ninga kazaro mwana atayikire. So atensi kweyonjera kuosya na ba mama nibwe baraze kutandika kufuna ebizibu nkebyo mu kuzara. So emberejo niyo how climate change ninga mpinda nikobwire eri related ninga eri ku affecting sexual reproductive health. Of course ni byinje bitwasagambaho konko mu bufunze ninjantu basa kugamba ebyo abantu abakiza bitu ninga abalebe bitu babase kucyetegereza basyo.
Ultimately Duncan, that kind of comprehensive delivery on climate change. Actually wandetera kutekereza muno kurora habokuba ebintu birikubaho ebintu birikwereta mbina enduka y'obwire bwirikubaho terikwereta inemu ebiceka nka bibiri natural maybe kiri mu buhangwa ikintu nikibaho ubundi enjura nija ubundi ensi neyoma okay baitu ati ntugoza kurora man-made contribution as far as climate change is concerned kandi tuongere turore hari tusobora gukora nk'abantu kukeshaho ubulemezi obu rundi kutangira ubulemezi obu so causes from the human point of view.
Okay,
possible
so it is true that climate change can happen naturally even if our planet was not habitable by human beings. Some of these things would still be happening. So ekintu kizogamba kujangu nobu abantu bokubire bataliho climate change naye kubasire kubaho konka abantu bayunjiza hali speed eyo kubirireho kulino jangu maybe abantu tibakole bimwe bitwazagambaho okoshanje ngo climate change yabaho konke twarobwire nko kukale twarobwire kuhulira an earthquake. Actually those days in the past no tukiribato an earthquake would be something new ekane basakubaho abantu shanga notajihulire yahulira chamukwata ngo wetajihulire konkeje shaha ebintu ebingi these phenomena are happening so much. Earthquakes niziba frequently omwezi bahozinde na magnitude yamani omunsezi mwene tuleba earthquakes zukuboza zikamaraho site yona nka fotopoto yona okashanga yaza hitaka so nkoku wagamba abantu ninga man-made activities nizo zisinjireyo ku contributing to climate change kandi echi nacho chiri confirmed by science. Science etole chirengu kurugo muri pre-industrial times ninga hatakajireho emyaka yo kuleta za industries zamani abantu bakeyongera kugira amamotoka na za factories nebindi kurugo bwo bwire embere yenso kuyabireri na wajigerageranya na obwo bwire burabireho kikatuha okuleba ngu abantu nibo basinjire contributinga kandi ebintu ebiri kusinga yo kuleta empinandiko obwire nebintu ebituri kweta ebiri ku contributing to greenhouse gas emissions ninga biri kuleta omwika mubi gwayonjero mu atmosphere habokuba embere ya climate change aho niheri kuruga omwika mubi ogutuli kuteka omu atmosphere. So abantu industries kwenjira kwa mafactory abantu kwenjira kuvuga emotoka obumwe nangwa zitali na mumbera ndungi abantu kutema emiti bakajosya kandi okutema emiti kwa kulimu side zibiri tune side emwe kugira ngo wakole kintu ekiri kongeza omwika mubi omu atmosphere or you have done something that has contributed to greenhouse gas emission. Ejo ni direction emwe but then you can also do something hokubira hali ekintu ekyokubenchi tuyamba ho to absorb that greenhouse gas kandi wochiyeho. So for example emiti ne tuyamba ho ku absorbinga ninga kunyunya ogwo omwika mubi kurugo mu atmosphere. So hati wako kugutema nobo okubotaka gosize ko kugutema konka chamanyisa ngu you have cut off something that has been helping us to absorb that gas. But again if you burn it hatko kweza kugosya then hato mwika kandi kurugo mujogwo muti gushaka kugaruka higuru so hata bakutema emiti imwe mwama atukolera ebizibu bibiri. So some of these contributions to climate change ni tubantu leba ebintu ebikulugama omwika like charcoal burning kwosya makara factories or industries amafactory galukugama omwika farming okuhinga mwani muhinga muri kwosya ebinyasi ningabi abatunjire ente amashagente nigarugama omwika gutukweta methane ogwe nagwo ni gucontributinga. So of course nebindi ebitukubasa kongeraho konka kandi omundisho direction abantu abali kwiyaho ebintu ebiri kutuyambaho ku absorbinga ezo gas. For example ebisaru ni bituyambaho ku absorbinga ezo gas zo mwanya. So hati mwakumu kubihinga nobo okubotine kinde kiwakozere niwe nawe atuletere kizibu ahampina ndikobwira habo kuba wayiyaho ecyane kituyamba gukora ki ku absorbinga omwikogwe. Deforestation okutema emiti okutema amahamba reclaiminga ninga okwomesya ensaaru abamwe ni muzihinga abandi muziyomesa mukoleramu ebindi bintu so ejo niyo miringo emwe eri contributing ali greenhouse gas over climate change.
What muno Duncan for that comprehensive sharing. Iwe kula 40 TV olinaite tugoza kuongera kusima kutamtema kuliza no kutugumisiriza obumu bintu ebembe bazao betati norora tuli mu partnership na Duncan na RHU kubaza ebintu bino tukabigalisha kuongera kubyetegereza ukamanya koku iwe na nyewe tuli nsonga nkuru mukuletaho enyikara nkegi kako kyetegerezo kakyecumitirizaho sobora kwikoketera nkifuba ukagamba ngu hari ibintu kukora ibintu kusemera hati kukesha kugenda ninkora boko nibiretereza ekika ekibi omwiko gwo mubi carbon dioxide kweyongera mu mwanya gwitu kandi mu mwanya ogunho embeho yitu nunge turkwica rundi turkwica oxygen harukuletwa kandi hata tukubisisa tukabitabura guli omwika mwingi nugukira oxygen obwingi namani kandi rugweteranizibwaho nemika end nko kudankanya natugambire mika end kuruga nko mubusa bwente no mbintu bindi bijunzire nkebi methane ejo nikitubera cyakabe so greenhouse gas emissions oroyo rubero kutamu atmosphere mu mwanya nurumarira kandi rutugarukire turuikize nutusisa tunge ndwara nyingi munezo kutuzira tukaba kubi. Duncan, take us a little bit into what can we do haboko bine bintu already bibaireho ati kandi nita tukubiretereza ubundi tubiretereza abo tamanya ubundi selfishness no wano kimanya no gamba kankole famu bintu kambiteme biomese nkoleki kakuba umuntu aba naetera mkifuba what is the way to go so kukora hoki nkabantu.
So thank you so much. In terms of acting against climate change or what some of these solutions, we can also put them into two categories. We have one category that we call adaptation and another category called mitigation. I'll try to summarize the two such that our viewers can understand them. So in one category, it will create adaptation. Adaptation ni no kutura nekintu okamanya korawe for example wabo tine sente muka no basa kubahotana kasente kache koine so adaptation ni tulebangu habireho obuzibu bwa climate change konkantu basa kutura nabwo tuta then enizo side ya mitigation ni kuharabe habireho empinaniko yobwire ekiri kugireta ni kintu tubasa kukicendeza tuta. So kamba nze na side ya adaptation ni ani tubasa kutura tuta na climate change. So echo kubanza no kuhinduramu lifestyle zizitu ninga abantu tukahindura menkora tukora ebintu kuturabe twabire ntuhinga kale ntulinda season zi nitulinde enjura hati tukobasa kuhinga tuta enjura etaliho niho uri kurebera abantu abamwe bali kukoresha tukweta irrigation abantu baka harvesting amizi or rainwater harvesting bakabasa kubana amizi gabo niho uri kurebera abantu bali ku improvinga amaju gabo abantu abamwe bateka muzafani habokuba ensike kwenjera kosya no kubyama no turuntu basa kubura so abantu abamwe niho uri kurebera bali kubasa kuteka muzafani nebindi konga twarebera mu communities zite turi kuhangaliramo nitubasa kutura tuta nekizibu kya climate change kuhinduramu empinga ituri kuhinga kitukweta climate smart agriculture kuhinga nituteka mu maniwa nituhinga emisiri yitu nitubyalira na memite kitukweta agroforestry koli kuhinga bicholi byawe no basota omumbaju omu borders kuteka mu emiti ekakuyamba ahali okukwata omuyaga na no kuha shade. Then halebinde bintu bitukweta intercropping okuhinga ebimero kabimixinga no basa kuhinga bicholi ohinjiranamo ebinyobwa ohinjiranamu ebihimba so ekyo ncho tukweta intercropping kujangu aho kubaho nekizibu kya climate change otakora rose 100% ebimwene basa kusigaraho. Then haliho ezindi areas tukweta soil conservation practices okuhinga nituteka mu terraces kujaza tuyambe kwata mizi okuhinga nitumara kinga kugira ngu omushana gwayo sya munonga amizi machaga lyo mwitaka gata evaporating agakagenda okutunga entunga ya kale ekiturikweta zero grazing entunga ya kale je karugaho okashanga watunga nkente zawe ibiri konkoka zirisi zomuka habo kubitaka byo kukora free range ninga ngwente zitambule ziruge karangura zitambule z'ekichwamba igitaka basa kuba litakiriho so abamwe abantu nibasa gukora modern farming niho turi kuleteramu nejimpinge ndijo eturikweta nka urban farming abantu kuhinjira mu matawuni nko muri Fort Portal City no basa kugira umusiri gwawe around your house oshango ine akadeyi oteke mwitaka ohinge memboga zawe ninga vegetables and you get vegetables through that urban farming. So nemiringo myingi of course twaza into health twenjera kushomesa abantu kugira ngo amagara gawe gabe marungi kugira ngo nekizibu kija kikushange oli strong kugira access to sexual reproductive health services kugira access to vaccination oboli vaccinated kugira ngo amagara gawe gabe gagumire so empindaniko yobwire nebizibu byawe byaza kwija bishange at least oli strong otakabasa kutenjesebwa. So okugira access to medical supplies and health services, quality health service, it is one of the adaptation measures to increase resilience abantu babe stronger hamwe nebindi. So twaza hali side ya mitigation tuli kufunzamu mitigation twatwagambire ngo nebintu ebituri kwasa gukora okuchendeza ahali greenhouse gas ninga kutuyambaho kwa absorbing ninga kukurura ejeitwatire omu atmosphere. So abintu bimwe bikwasa kogwa ninka planting trees emiti netuyambaho kwa absorbing omwika omubogwe okukonservinga ningo kulinda ensaru zitu habo kuba ensaru nanabagambire ngo zituyambaho kwa absorbing omwika mubogwe okuhinga nkechi twatwagambire kukora agroforestry okuhinga emisiri yitu tukadyalira na memiti echo nacho nichituyambaho okukozesa ekitukweta modern technologies okukozesa technologies ezitakashoza urwika ekyo kureberaho nkazasora. So omwanya gwo kugira nka generator muka eri kushoza omwika nitubasa kugira these green energy initiatives kutunga nka solar hydropower nka amashanyarazi gamizi. So amashanyarazi agena nka nigembeho wind. So ezo nizituyambaho kugira ngo osigale notunga light omuka konko otashohwizo mwika mubi. Those energy initiatives nindungi okusavinga amakara omuka tukagira za stove eziri kusavinga ha makara ninge zimwe zitakakozesana n'amakara haliho endijo miringo tukwasa kutekamu tutabakozesize enku tutakozese makara konka kandi wo walemese boli kubasa kusigara ha makara no basa okukozesa makara mache. So niho tuli kuleteramu ezi initiatives omutebekanisa program no basa ko banko mu communities zo kuzireba abantu nibakora hata mahega ahiyo kubire nakozesa maybe emitwaro ebiri yenku oshange yakozesa nko mutwaro gumwe konka yasigara nateka emere nke yatwire nateka. So those mitigation approaches ninga emiringo tukwasa kuchendezamu omwika mubi no kugwa absorbinga niyo nkejo no butokuba tutajigambire kuhikahare konka emiringo niyo nkejo.
Otomuno Duncan ntulire ndakuleka so that you can really detail this discussion. Omugozi waito murungi ha Fort TV ngoza kusima kwa channel no kumisiriza ntekereza ekuturukora kiri mu bulyo habo kuba ebi byona kakuba bikorwa kubi ni bitalibanizo bomezi weitu kakwa tugire twakora kusemeza nyekara nitutunga umezo burungi tujja kuongera kukibaza kinte nsemiriro muno Duncan wasobora kurungi and agroeconomy mu ndimeno yo kubyaranisa no byara omusirgwawo no byara mu nemiti ende nungi etarkwija kuomesa nokusisa ebirimo ebinyakurumu. Agroforestry is very important kandi especially n'abantu abaine amataka gatali makoto muno endimi eno nekonyera muno oboliyo notunga omwanya okulima ebyokulya n'amabeho amarungi nigaija n'orwezo orungi rwija hati nkokutubaza buli kiro hano nibabaliza ngu emiti eno ya Duncan yakubazaho nawe bwekubeeriyo nekura ebikora nibiragalika nibigwa hansi kandi birikugwa bikajunda nibireeta orwezo mu itaka and it conserves water in the soil and you know and humus and the rest of that. So ningoza kusima Duncan sofa nambere twahika kandi ningoza kukaguza nkokora project zino zinya kwino buzale nempinda enduka yensi nesane obwire. What are you observing in this region nambere mukora projects zino enyekara yerieta abantu bene kokubasisira muno ebyobuhangwa bino kandi if so effort in a project practically of course we tugambire numwegesa green jobs creation naki bitu what more can you say nambere orabiro kubo sangire bintu bitali kurungi no yongera kubejucyanira kaki. Yeah, so
okoguzo mu communities when you go to these communities one is that some people do not have knowledge that climate change actually exists. Abantu nibaleba floods kubaho injure kubula change in seasons konga abantu tobakumanya ekibireho niki. So one of the observations nkokuambuza that we are seeing in the communities is that people did not have knowledge, and with these trainings and the community dialogues, people can now share and appreciate. Ekindi kintu ekintu observingire omu project nokushanga ngu abantu atikutuzo mu bya health and gender equality abantu bakaba batakumanya ngu gender equality ne kintu kiri very very important in terms of climate change resilience. Habokuba omu communities zitu and people who are in those communities, you can tell me most of the work is done by women and children. So hati kokushanga ngu emikoto emirimo mingi abakyala n'abaana nibo bakugikola nikiba nikimanyisa ngu obuzibu kubukwiza buli kutarabaniza emirimo egyo nibo bakusingayo kuba affected. So this one we observed in the communities, and now people are trying to change. In the households kumukuba mwikire muka omusija omukyala abaana nimwine kukwataganira hamwe. If it means the decisions, then you need to make collective decisions. Ninyenda kugambira ngu omu communities zitu abakazi nibo bakusingayo kuhinga, but they cannot make decisions over land. Omukazi naine kubanza yalinda omushija akamwikiriza ngu either yaba naenda kuhinga emiti omushija nabanza yamwikiriza ngu hate emiti gitekemu. So that is another observation that we saw in the communities, that gender equality was a very serious challenge, and women and children were being affected, leaving men behind. But now we are involving men. They can sit with their women, especially these group members that we have worked with. They can now sit with their men, make a collective decision, and these men can also appreciate and support their women. Kumwaza kuhinga, you can go together. If you are planting trees, omushija nabasa kuyambaho omukazi to carry these tree seedlings from the nursery bed and take them to the garden and plant together. Then finally, the other thing we observed is people were not appreciating these sexual reproductive health services in terms of their climate resilience. And it is something that is very important. The sexual reproductive health of people is very, very important in terms of climate resilience. However, people should understand on how to have manageable size of households. For example, we are bringing family planning services because number one, it is a human right. Omuntu aina obugabe obwokusaraho nintunga di enda ninjitunga noha ninzara di. So we bring a service such that people can appreciate and have these human rights respected. But again, to have the manageable size of households so that in the case of climate disasters, you are able to maneuver with the size that you can afford. So we bring these services, we bring HIV services, cervical cancer screening to the communities, and people have started now appreciating that accessing these services, it is one of the components of making themselves resilient to climate disasters and the effects of climate change.
Otemuno Duncan, ningira katumulio kataito mgonzo wetu Fort TV mdakika nke murundi biri tugaruke tuli mwa fresh tuje tugumize mu tuje tukomekome tumalize ntekaniza nikusaba kutarga.
Fort TV, stay entertained.
Yes, webale mkumaraho, webale kuwachana naite, webale kumisiriza, webale kwega naite, webale kuhinsaniza vitekerezo naite. Ni kusaba you follow us, download our app so that you can be able to follow our discussions. Entekanize my planet, mkuru muno mulingo gwayo, kuba musingi gwobomezi wetu, mulingo gumulindo gundi, you need to follow us. Live here at Quattro Ntubaza, Rundi, even after we have discussed, you can follow us. Go to our website, www.fort-tv.com. Download our app, you'll catch up with us again. YouTube yetu, tunaja kutusangayo na channels ezindi. You know, we are dominating the online service in as far as media is concerned. Ngoza kusaba, utuhondere mlingo kogu. Na family, na banywani, na wanta bandi bona. Hando Fort TV haroho tekaniza nyingi zugenda maisa, a lot of shows here. Kwa hati ni kusaba ni kweka ambisa, make use of this show, My Planet, kumalisensi, ebyo kukora. Advertise with us. We have space for you to advertise. Give us a few resources. We shall also give you decent service. Advertise with us. No sora kukaching up na Superhost Hamilton. Mo mtekanize na my Planet. No advertising anaito mtekanize no. You can catch up with me on my number 0772-683719. 0772-683719. If you are within the country, if you are outside the country, you can add the country code. Country code is +256. That's the country code here in Uganda. Catch up with us. Also, kumpondera to hingisaniza vitekerezo on WhatsApp, and that number also takes care of WhatsApp. Ija ote sentano okole program kwa kutukora tuti pay for a program. Come and say what you want to say. Emilime yokora projects mukora. Give us some resources here. We also give you service resource back to the community. Abantu bahondere betegereze. We are dominating the online service, as I'm saying, in the media. Maybe in the foreseeable future, tujja kugenda na habibanje bindi bikukira kurorwoku Nkokumukono Murora, NTV, NBS and so on. We are moving there, but basically now hatukubaliza we have a very huge following online and people are picking a great deal. As we discuss right now, the whole world is focusing on our discussion. Nigonza kukwekambisa kugonza Fort TV hakuwa after all ne chakabiri weja kwikaro semiriweza pressure ama stress no utaharubaje Fort TV ne kwegesa omulingo go kulinda kurungi obomezi bwawe nigoza kusaba ekyo kikole nkija kutukonyera tugenda tufunza entekaniza yitu ninja kugara Duncan ntakamgarwire nigoza kuongera kusima reproductive health Uganda kutekerezaho abantu omulingo gwo kubakonyeramu munyikara yabo twako tutekereza ngo netekereza abo abyomezi kujanjaba kuterekizo kwemibazi kuhamagezi imbero zaro nebitebini but it's going out of the way ne incorporating ne tamo ibintu binge kulinda kurunge obomezi bwitu kulinda kurunge obomezi bwitu no kuleta projects nkazino green jobs is a very important project for young people mu maisa ho Duncan yawara takamalirize ja kusaba nsinganto to interest you to joining the organization RHU so that eventually through it you can be able to access projects in Kazimnu. Hati to tunurfumo mrutorongu atarhei hitagwerwa muti katugambe omuti gutera guherire kakuba omuti rwa gulinka hano iwo linko mu maduka kuli Fort Portal omuti ogutuguru kutera baitu kakuba nobolinkano omuti go muyembe gulingaho omuyembe gukagwa ndi bijuma bikaragara niyo go kubanze kukomeka ijuma kakiri anyakuli harata kukikoma so meaning ngo oborkuba oidire haina RHU projects nizo kusangaho rundi no sanga rundi musanga hongana and you benefit from them ati nikiguma kuija kubasero ku mulinka abandi numbanza no kwanga kangwa segamba kinumanya ndakirabaho abandi numutiga no kutiga tokamanyira kikekira rugamu mpinairuke nungezo kuija iyo no mazirira gwame hati omningenda kuyamkule class obokeke mawe no come nearer to us, come nearer to RHU, that's what I mean. Noja kutunga access, noja kutunga omugisa go kutangana na basejanka Duncan na besiki bagenzi baliyo na abantu abandi so that you can benefit from this project. Duncan kakuze hakantu nuko then nje ko omugisa kukora summary ha discussion yetu. I want you to marry the nutrition part of it, green jobs and promise to, in other words, your projects in relation to nutrition. Hakuwa tarora byone hivyo ni kwata bomezi wetu, ni kwata bomezi wetu. Yeah, say something in that line.
So in terms of nutrition, nkoku twatwagambire that sexual reproductive health is the key, and with the nutrition we are looking at our mothers, pregnant mothers, breastfeeding mothers, the newborns, the young children. So these people are very important in terms of accessing their nutrition. So ezo categories zinagambaho n'abantu abashenkane batunga nutrition ndungi munonga kandi nko twatwagambire nutrition access ningo kutunga endya ndungi nekintu nakyo kikwasa kuba affected by climate change. So omuli initiatives zitu netushomesa ensinganto n'abakyala okuhinga ningo okufuna vegetable gardens omaka gabo eziba kubasa kugumana bashukera n'omushana gwaba gujwire kandi ziba kusa kuleberera kurungi kandi tushobora tubashomesa no kuhinga okurungi okuro twatwagambireho. So nutrition nkoku wambuza okweri related neyambaho omukyala yaba nayonsya okonsya kurungi yaba nalyaje omukyala akali kuba inenda okuzara kurungi yaba nalyaje kandi n'abana nabo kukura kurungi baba nibalya kurungi. So omu projects zitu nkoku nagamba nicho turi kukora ntubashomesa kandi tushobora tubereka oburungi obumuryo mu gukora ki omukulya kurungi kandi nutrition energy na health abo kuba niho turi kuleteramu elements nkezi za vaccinations kuja umwana kule kurungi and turi kuleteramu elements nkezi zo kubaha obuhereza burungi kujangu nobu omuntu yokuba natunga okulya kurungi konka n'amagara ge nago gabase kuba gali marungi gakozese okulya kurungi kwa kubatungire. Yes.
Ote muno Duncan haba nsobora ejo nkuru muno iwe mgezo wetu na kulinaita 40 TV Duncan tujja kuba once na where tumuletaga to enrich these discussions to benefit us harubajuru ebyobomezi oburungi kuraba mu reproductive health Uganda na project zino nkuru muno Duncan temanyire nsingato no bagamba abataka tungire mugisa gukuta projects zino nibataha mubata how can they access these projects? So, what is the best way of linking up with you in these projects?
So Reproductive Health Uganda is running a number of projects. Reproductive Health Uganda nekola projects nyingi ezibire zitwagamba herizoba nizimwa halizo konka hinemu ezindi ezituli kukola kandi ziri kutegetinga ensinganto eziri kusinga neze zitwagambaho. So for the young people we are so much interested in involving you, especially in terms of sexual reproductive health and rights and climate change, and to be part of RHU or Reproductive Health Uganda as young people. You can join some of the groups that are in the institution. The young people have their groups at different branches, but also in RHU as an institution. And these groups, these connections have helped them to be connected globally. So these are movements. There is, for example, YAM, Youth Action Movement. This is one of the groups that are at the institution. But again, even in the communities, you can form groups amongst them yourselves, or you even join some of these groups that are already existing. So when the projects come, or the ones we are implementing, we go to the communities and we look for you. We look for those groups, and then we involve them in our initiatives. But also, you can also come to RHU clinic, like in Fort Portal, Reproductive Health Uganda. We are located in Boma, opposite Tolo Club. You can come and learn more how you can get involved, and you learn about some of our initiatives and how you can even support, because we have young people who are volunteers. Nkoku omutebekanisa program ya yagambire, you can become part of the institution. You can be a volunteer. You come register yourself. There is a registration fee which is very, very small. You can be a member of the institution and you be part of all these initiatives. So in terms of in their runnings and so many other things.
Ochomuno Duncan na weki nsinganto aboja na wesiki marura omugiso gunyakoloho kukumbere mbachorire fumo nti omuti gutera guherire tosobora orgoyerwa okutungaho erange kutukora nde kunanata nyakuruga hakiswa utakigamire. So takigamire orukuboli wo kutunga erange gino gamire kiswa hati orukuboli wo kutunga vereza buno no irahi na mbere buli kandi besi yabo nche kitongole cha Reproductive Health Uganda ngoza no kwekambisa ngu take that opportunity to associate with Reproductive Health Uganda for lots of benefits that they are there, especially habomezi bwawe abanyankore ni bagira ngo amagara ngakira amagana ngo bomezi kikuru muno rokera amatunga agogona kandi okubuli momezi obwire bwona amatungo no gatunga abo kuba nigaruka mu magezi mukutekereza mukutegeka no mukukora no tunga itunga ryo kwetaga ndi interested muno ningira once neho ntujja kujaga na Duncan no muntu ondi wena ntubazaho climate smart agriculture echo kikuru muno akuba the backbone of this economy is agriculture ebyo kulima no kulisa kale no kusoa bitukira muno okulima kikuru muno ntulima tuta abokuba twarora abena tsobora endima yitu yonka na nesokusisensi kandi tumalira tutatungire mu mugaso emirungi tumalira nese tanke kuhinda hinduka bwendima yitu kandi ntijja kuyongera kwetegereza ngo habokuba hati tukubantu kwesa these natural resources sustainable nkibanyisa no zikozesa ego no sobora kutema umuti no mbekesa no kole binte bindi ubundi hamwe kuti temanyire beito umuti guhatema agaraho gundi habokuba abo emigase nda kulumbu Duncan yatoleka emiti netukonyera to absorb orwoyo orwo mwiko gomubi kugukwata so that guleke kuspreadinga kuraranga hona kugukwata in terms of capturing it tuba tugukeshaho abokoka kwa gutakeyaho ogukagenda mu mwanya haboko emiti kugukwata kandi n'emiti yende kokebwa nebisaka kokebwa no mwiko gundi keteranizaho oje kusanga omwiko gwaba mwingi muno gwaletera ensi tukwocha muno kandi obwo kwocha muno ntongera kuba kubi kandi ni haho no rukinjo rukingiriza omusana gwizoba kuteja kukatera kim direct hansa nese koma muno ozone layer never affected mulimo kongo tukantu bazaka ntukara tujja kuongera tubazeo maisa tujja kuongera tuje na Duncan some other time tuongere tubazeo muno a little bit nko kutule tourism city ne abantu nibeja mu bayinga abantu bakurambura nakini betaga kuraramu kulia no kunywa so urban farming will be key in our subsequent discussions. Ningoza kusaba download our app please akuba nikija kukonyera muno kuhondera empanuro zaitu zinu nuko osobole kugasirwa nintungaga report nyingi because of the huge following you have and bagamba we have caught up with you over no bazakintu kino over no mgenyo nonu and that is good news to me, good news to us as Fort TV, not simply because we have done it but simply because people are picking useful information to transform their lives. Itentekeleza and in that way we are doing something that we need to keep doing. Arechu tukoza kwa sima muno. Last week we had another guest from Arechu. We had somebody talking about right here right now. Was here last week. Those of you who were watching us numwijuka tukatuli tene Hassan hanu na wazabi nsinganto mlingo kogo karaho tukaba tune in charge Madam Angela also came here and discussed. So RH is really coming in big strength in Fort TV My Planet show, and we are happy to have you as our guests. Kankwamgisa kulu Duncan nkamgisa kwa guzo bingi but harobindi ebintakagwiza and we can't exhaust everything today but highlight on a few takeaways ebyo kugondeza otakarugira hano abantu bataleke bikuru at least ebindi byona no birabeba joka 1 2 3 bitabeba bataleke bikuru.
So as we conclude, I want to of course thank you the viewers of Fort TV, and of course thank Reproductive Youth Uganda for those initiatives, and we call upon you to visit our clinics to get the range of services. By the way, most of the people still think that Reproductive Youth Uganda is only providing family planning services, but that is it is not true. We don't only provide family planning services, but we provide a range of services. The young children, every services including sexual reproductive health, general medicine, laboratory services, those ones we provide them, and please reach out to us. And maybe another thing like Mutebekanisa program okuya yagambire, I also want to congratulate the senior 4 students who got their results, and in a special way I want to congratulate my old school, San Giovanni School Machilo, and Great Lakes High School. I congratulate you and I wish you good luck in the subsequent academic journey. And in terms of our discussion, I want to call upon everyone, the young people, the women, to be is so much involved and active in climate action, majorly through enhancing their health, and maybe to be specific, sexual reproductive health, and the other components of health, because it is very key. And the problem of climate change has come. It is not going anywhere. We are going to live with it, and we must act against it. Maybe kwasa konjera Mutebekanisa program. Very many people have been asking me that climate change, if we are not producing or emitting here as Fort Portal, if we don't have factories, why should we be concerned? I want to mention this, that these emissions, or when they go into the atmosphere, they don't know any borders. And that's why we say climate change knows no borders. The emissions that are in America, that is in England, that is in Japan, they can reach Karangula, they can reach Fort Portal, they can reach Uganda. Because in the atmosphere, ahiguro kwe haliyo bisenge. Orwika ogoli kushoholeza Fort Portal ni kutarabanizo wa Kenya. Orwiko rurukuruga Japani, omufactoreze motoka za Japani za Toyota, ni rwija ni rukusanga Fort Portal. So nicho turukugamba ngu, we all need to be active and participate in climate action.
Webale muno Duncan, kanto akamalira nako, that appeal is very important. Awokuba you are a party no kwatwaho munsonge yobomeza awokuba kuya kugambira ensenu kuhika habyo obwire nempenda nduka yobwire tetwina mutano nicho kulora entekanizen my planet ne kuletera mune bintu binomanye ngu ekirikuba kuli niwe nikikwata kirikuba hanu nabandi nkibakwataho so otatekereza ngo li safe hano turabatena amakoro otakyesimisa na amakoro tugetaga yesi no tutagaine emissions zero mu biceke bindi nikogamba royo rubi orukocha rukutalaniza rukomesensi rukusisa umwanya nuruga hantu hingi hata ronka amahanga ago amagude garukora muno againe muno amakoro highly industrialized countries gali katano mukaga no kiraho bitu one of them China nekora ebintu bingi na amakoro maingi muno neturuke kika kingi nibagoza kulengaho kukora solar industry energy or something like that but still nibacyaturuke kika kingi so hati icyo nitukwataho na India nuko na America nuko na Japan those countries been a lot of greenhouse gas emission nkugamba ito hanu twerinde kara hati ito ekiko no kirikuija kasanga tuine bibira byetu tuine mti yetu ekike kirikiro wingi nekikwata so ntukwaho kake kandi tukwa tuine nokulya kurungi no bujanjabi marwaro ntuika tuli relatively healthy kukira abantu abataine omugisa nkogo so ntulira kumaliza ntekanizenu na kugondeze now that we are about to close this discussion hati weke rukwija abegi basine kubanza ni batandika abakozere pelo imwako guhoire no wanyu okubaliyo na kunohona baliyo what is your word to them so that nuko kibakonyere emyaka esatu na mumaiso nabo bakole kurungi tubatabarike nkutabarukize abakozere UCE 2023 have a word with them please.
Okay, so I also want to congratulate the candidates or the people or the students who have completed their PLOE and they are yet to join secondary. And in a special way, I want to congratulate my cousin, Treasure. So in general, the young people, as you walk through the academic journey, please be mindful of your sexual reproductive health and rights. Know your sexual reproductive health components. You need to learn them. You need to enhance them. You need to be mindful of your bodies, of your health, such that the way you have joined, you complete the way you have joined when you are safe, when you are healthy. And please, if the initiative, the opportunities come to your schools of maybe talking about health or sexual reproductive health or climate change, please embrace them, be part of them. I know RHU extends some of these services to the schools. We work with the schools. We have formed clubs, health clubs in those schools. Please join them, be part of them, because it is a platform for you to learn. It is a platform for you to appreciate some of these components. And lastly, we have been having a conversation about safe sex, among others. Please, if you can avoid sex the young people, the young girls, those ones who are joining secondary, please avoid them, abstain. But if for any reasons you cannot, please have safe sex. You seek the knowledge on how you can have sex, safe sex, such that you don't vanish, so that you don't lose your life or lose your health in the future. And please, if you are to engage in the sexual relationships, I can tell you that it is, I normally tell young people that percentage of having a boyfriend in senior one and you marry that person, it is very low, if not zero, because there is a long journey that you are going to meet so many people. So I normally tell young people that the relationships in secondary and those lower education levels, it is just a waste of time, because you are going to meet people at the university. You may get a job in America, you may get a job in reproductive health Uganda, and you meet new nice people. So please don't waste a lot of time in those relationships, because I can tell you the percentage or the chance of success is, if not zero, it is almost zero. I thank you so much.
Otomono Duncan aliyo nakugambira hati ito tugira haroho rufumo rongereza nkasanga nugamba beautiful ones are not yet born. Iyo teja kwa haro kagamba der hati obu ntatanga tangane nono ntanywane nono ntakorake nono hati murungi kono ndiongera muhenka boje nango ensi embibone cyayaruka. Nikija kukora muna amakuru marungi obora erinda nangwa oteferize nemgisa endi kuija mu maiso. The beautiful ones are not yet born. Abaro habaja kuziriro muro emgisa yanyu tingikingire nangwa ngambiri dankane cyarugamba nanye kinugamba nuko kwerinda obomezi bwano bukoze sota. Obundi nogoza kugoba mu kasumkandi, yes, bitukikole no kwerinda. Obundi no sora, you can preserve your life for a better future. Please do that. Habukuba omuntu anya kusomera kasumkandi atero mtima yasoma. Nwe arukira muno kutunga emgisa etaliemu nemu. The Duncans of this world, they have gone to school. They have gone to school. Abukwatiwe otasomero tatungira mgiso kasoma ibintu bine bya climate change no bikengota. Bya greenhouse gas emissions no bikengota. Tibirakire kandi eventually nibyo biriko abanywani bikuhemkago networking and collaboration bikakwa na resources including money. Duncan, share your contact with them if you don't mind, just in case somebody wants to call or check with you. You can catch up with you on this very important discussion.
So my contact MTN is 0784 070552. I can repeat it, 0784 070552. Airtel is 0758 662535. If I can repeat it, 0758 662535. You can follow me on social media handles. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, and also TikTok. So you can search for Muheza Duncan, a climate change scientist. So you'll be able to get me, and we connect. But also I call upon you to follow the social media handles of Fort TV. Download the app. Please follow us, follow these conversations. You can also search for Reproductive Uganda, their social media handles. You follow them on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, among others. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Duncan. You have been a wonderful guest tonight in Fort TV. We want to thank you, our viewer and our listener. Ngoza kusima muno webale kutuhubire buno kikuru muno taroho tetusobora kukora. Ngoza kusima CEO hawa this initiative na team yone kora hano. Fort TV family, I want to thank you. Those who are having lots of other shows, I want to thank you. My Planet show is thanking you and welcoming you. Be part of it. Be part of this sub-family of Fort TV. I also again share my contact with you, those of you who want to follow me even after here, or call me, or make business or do business with us. 0772 68 37 19. 0772 68 37 19. 0 msanji msanji vidi kagana mnana asatana msanji kumnamwenda. Bojo ijo kolendeite, you know, this is the only TV family we have in the region, if not in the country. hati guno mugisa mkoto muno iyo tatekereza ngo habokuba busaho ebyo screen ebikoto kabe ebindi byokorora mukoku nguti bikayizira fotivite kugira bwira buno ebyo nibijja kwijja bitu ebyo no biraba bitakayizi. Ancient is globalizing, is digitalizing. Tuli ha science yo kurorangana kubaza hamwe no kurangana otagenze no mahandi ndiyona no kozesa kutwen. So this is the way to go. Hatite nambere tuli hano we are catching ensi yona tugine mungali tano hano na yetwine tuli hamwe tubaza hamwe mu Bungereza batolelire batura mu America nico kimu hati iwe oboro kufero mugisa guno noje kusigara mu bintu bingi. I want to sign out. I want to thank you. You have been great listeners and viewers tonight. We are going into the weekend. This is a public holiday. I wish you a wonderful weekend, a cool one, a safe one. Let's prepare for the best. Until then, bye-bye.
Fort TV. Stay entertained.